Booster.
Go.
Retro.
Go.
Vital.
We're go flying.
Guidance.
Guidance, go.
Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
I feel the need for speed.
You gotta ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Join us or die.
And welcome to Mark Groupie Outdoors, the podcast. I am your host of. Am I your host? I guess I'm your host.
You're a horse now?
I'm your host, of course. I'm your host, of course, Mark Groupie. And we have the Millennial Ryer behind the switchboard here. Say hello, Millennial.
Hello, I'm the Millennial.
And it is fall is upon us here in California, and we return from a successful and an unsuccessful elk hunt, and that video of the successful one, part 2, will be out pretty soon. So we're excited about that. That'll be released on this next Monday. You'll be hearing this podcast Friday if you wish to listen to it fresh and clean.
Which you should. It's the purest way to listen to a podcast.
That's right. It's not like wine. It does not get better as it gets older. It
gets worse.
It gets worse.
It's like milk. You really have to listen to it in the first week.
Yeah, it has an expiration
terrible.
date. Yeah, then it loses its relevance. But and deer season, we've had up in the hills. Been seeing a lot of people posting pictures and tagging us in pictures. A lot of nice bucks. People shooting a lot of good deer.
We got 45 submissions yesterday to the community show Thursday.
Really?
I think that sets a record. I was sitting there for 5 minutes trying to figure out how we're going to fit all of those pictures into a post.
So what'd you do?
I ended up making 10 collages of 4 pictures. Well, 9 of 4 and 1 of 5, and put them all up. That's the only way I could fit everybody in there. I mean, soon it's going to be 10 collages of 10 pictures each. I mean, when does it stop, Mark?
I don't know. When
does it end?
We're just growing by leaps and bounds here.
Everybody's having way too much success. We need you guys to slow it down. Stop having so much fun.
Except for us. We need more pictures of us with animals. Well, we got some quail here the other day.
Yeah, we got quail. We got elk. You got a picture of elk.
I guess I can't complain. I've killed an elk. Just killed a couple limits of quail. We're going to head to New York deer hunting.
Should get a couple there, huh?
Next Friday. Hopefully we'll do that. So I've been looking at the weather forecast. I don't know if they can possibly predict it out that far, but I'm seeing rain and rain.
They can predict it. Whether or not they'll be right is another story.
We'll see. Hopefully they're it's showing pretty damp. Hopefully we'll get some nice days there. So sucks sitting in a tree when it's pouring rain, and especially with a camera.
Anything with rain and a camera is never good. It's never fun.
Anyways, today we have a special guest. Oh, let's see. We got to do social media plugs.
Oh, man, we almost forgot.
I didn't
social
forget. Media plugs.
I was going to see if you were going to remember.
Okay, then if you didn't forget, why don't you tell us how people can find us?
It's more fun to make you do it, Mark.
No, because I don't remember.
Exactly.
Well, let's see. You can find us on Tinder at Francisco Can't Get a Date.
You know you'll hear that one too. One of our loyal listeners. If anybody out there is single and really likes fishing, we've got the guy for you. You can find us at thecommunityshow.tv. That's the website.
That is our website. MarkGroupieOutdoors.com.
That's the other website.
That's the other website. You can find us on Instagram at The Community Show.
That's the Instagram.
At The Community Show. You can find us on Facebook at Mark Groupie Outdoors.
That's all.
What did I miss?
Well, you can find this podcast wherever you get your favorite podcasts, Stitcher, iTunes. I think we're not on Spotify yet. Maybe I should check into that. Does anybody listen to podcasts on Spotify? They have podcasts. I've never once listened to one on Spotify, but maybe we'll be there for anybody who wants to do that. And wherever your favorite podcasts are sold. This one isn't sold, but
Walmart, Target,
the Baby Gap.
There you go. Anyways, today we have a guest in our studio, He is from the National Wild Turkey Federation, and they've got a new chapter fired up, and we're going to let him tell you all about it. Jeremiah Pierce. Jeremiah, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Mark. Excited to be here.
Yeah, we're lucky to have you here. So tell us, what is name of your chapter, and give us a little rundown.
All right. So our chapter name is Central Valley Struts and Cuts. We're based out of Manteca. That's where I live, so made it convenient for myself and my wife.
Nice.
That's always best. We started the chapter, we're going to say around August of this year, and we're slowly growing it. I've been doing different little events to help recruit members. We've done Bass Pro Shop in Manteca. Last week we did the Turlock Gun Show. This weekend we're going to be doing Sportsman's Warehouse on Saturday, signing people up, getting everything fired up and ready for our banquet dinner that's going to be here pretty soon in January 26th.
Okay.
So,
how many members are you up to now?
as of right now, we are 10, 12 members.
All right.
A lot of that's family. Got my brothers, sister-in-law. Hey,
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They want to be part of it.
Yeah. Well, you'll have one more here before our thing's over. So
I appreciate it.
it all starts somewhere, huh?
It is. It's a journey. It's not a fast process, but you know what? I'm new to it. I'm learning. We're growing. I don't expect to be an overnight success. I'm sure there's going to be some bumps in the road, but hey, that's part of any great thing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't come easy.
Yeah. Where's your boundaries? What's your range? What's your area?
So for us, we're pretty much covering the Central Valley here. So we've got members from Tracy. We're stretching out to Modesto, Manteca, Lathrop, Ripon. We're pretty much doing all this like 209 area.
Mm-hmm.
If we need to go a little further, we will. I just don't want to step on other chapters' toes. So,
Okay. All right. Will you guys have habitat work you'll actually do in that area, or is it more of a recruiting people sort of thing?
So we're recruiting people to do things with the chapter, but also that's one of our agendas we want to do. We need to work with Jolene. That's something my wife wants to do. She wants to get out. She looks at other chapters' Facebook pages and whatnot, and she sees them doing like trash cleanup on trails or where people go out and shoot, like in the national forest, picking up brass and whatnot. So she wants to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I something like that, it's going to help everybody. And then plus with the chapter growing, let people get to know each other, this little social event. Not everyone knows each other. So it help everyone, come closer and bring them together.
Mm-hmm. In this area, as far as wild turkeys, where if people want to go in this valley, is there public ground that people can find, or most all the turkeys in this area all going to be on private ground, or
The surrounding area?
Yeah.
Well, I know for me personally, I've gone out to like up near Collins Lake, Marysville for public. I've gone out that way.
Uh-huh.
One of my buddies, he's done up near El Dorado National Forest. Other than that, I haven't really looked into it because a lot of my hunting, I haven't had success, but I have a real good friend that's in the chapter, and we have property we go down in Mariposa or up in Angels Camp. So I've done private, but not successful.
Uh-huh. Is there, and maybe you're new to this, maybe you don't have the information either, but all along the San Joaquin River and Tuolumne, Stanislaus River, is there a population of turkeys through that area?
You know what? I am not 100% sure, but I know someone who would know. He'd have the answer.
In our next podcast, we've got the National Wild Turkey Foundation biologist, so he can probably home us in on.
Yes,
on
he
some
would
of
have
that
the
a
answer
little
to
better.
that one for sure.
I've got a question, maybe before we move on from the public and private land. Do you have any tips or advice for somebody who may want to hunt some private land on how to approach people and ask for permission?
Be polite. That's the biggest thing. We've asked. We go up there. normally we're just dressed normal. We're not there in full camo and all ready to go. Like if you say yes, we're going out today, you know, shotguns in the trunk and whatnot. You know, we try to do it in the off season. Definitely we go to the California Fish and Game site and print up the form they have to have a private property owner sign and give you permission just to and carry with you. You know, always be responsible and prepared in case Fish and Game come. So, but it's just politeness. You know, go up there, start a conversation, and just ask. And it's worked. We got permission to do that. So one place. So it's helped.
So what events do you have coming up here?
So this Saturday, tomorrow, the 27th, I'll be at Sportsman's Warehouse off of 8 Mile Road. I'll have a table set up there. We'll be doing membership recruitment. And with that, we're offering the yearly membership's $35. You sign up with me tomorrow, you get a $25 gift card to Sportsman's Warehouse. I'll also be selling, I have a few calendars left. Those are $50 each. But what that does, it enters you into 52 raffles, a raffle a week throughout through 2019. So every week they're going to raffle off a different firearm.
Oh, really?
In the calendar to show you which one it is for that week.
Cool.
So I have a few of those left. I'll be selling those. And then after that, we're looking at helping another chapter with the youth pheasant hunt. Myself and my wife, just to volunteer and learn. And there's a few more banquet dinners coming up with different chapters. And you can see all these banquet dinners at nwtf.org/events. And we've been asked to help with one in Chico. So we are just trying to nail that down and finalize that. And then long-term, January 26th of 2019, we'll be holding our first banquet dinner for our chapter. And that's going to be in Manteca at Chez Cherie at the golf course, the banquet hall at the golf course there.
How many people will you be hope to get into there?
We are hoping to get, our goal is 150. If it's more, perfect. But that's what we're targeting. That's what we really want to try to do.
All right. And where does, and you're being that you're relatively new to this, the money that the membership dues and everything goes for, how does that help the average turkey hunter?
So the money is going to the organization as a whole. And with that, they have different programs that they do. They've broken up the United States into 6 different sections, and it's on the site. And they do different conservations for each area. And you can look and see, and it lists them out, what projects they're working on. We want to do here for our area, we want to go about, see what channels we have to go through to do maybe some clear cutting, go about and see how to do that if we have to do more fundraising. I'd say prescribed burns, but we've had quite a few burns. I don't think we need a lot of that right now. But, you know, that's something else to help with the environment and help out. It just doesn't help turkey. It helps deer. It helps pheasant and other animals. So it helps, you know, the environment as a whole. So, but those are some of the things we want to look and see how to do and proceed with. You know, we don't have all the answers yet. We're learning as we go, but we have ideas of what we want to do. And we want to make it better here in our area for everybody.
So the money that you invest in the National Wild Turkey Federation, that goes for directly used for habitat management creation up in the public ground, or does any of their work go private ground, or
no? It's public.
All public ground. Yes. Okay. All right. And do you know, does the foundation do any stuff on partnerships on private ground, or is most all their stuff just
They do a little.
Yes. Okay.
They've got a whole page here on their website called The Landowner's Toolbox. Looks like a bunch of articles geared towards people with land and how to manage it or make it more suitable for wild turkeys. So.
Yes, they'll help landowners out to better their property.
Definitely got some good information there for people looking to try something like that on their property.
Yeah.
Have we done much for the turkeys up there, Mark?
Well, just in that we try to, do a lot of water stuff. Obviously all the grain fields that we plant attract the turkeys all year long.
I know they're always in that one.
Yeah, and they've been up through all of them really now. We plant that one really late in the beginning of March, so a lot of times in March, as the native grasses get fairly tall in some of the meadow areas, they don't like to strut so much. The grass is getting real tall, so we have some spots that we do a late planting, so it's disced up and then planted real late. So in middle of March, early April, and everything, that stuff's just germinating. It's out there just a couple inches tall, and they love picking at it. They love strutting in it. They don't get all their feathers all soaked, I guess, and they can see predators coming and everything. So we try to vary our planting times on some of our plots to make it more attractive for them.
Yeah, I've noticed that because the property that we do go up to Angels Camp, it's shorter. The grass is, and we'll see a lot of turkeys. But when we go down into Mariposa County, parts of the field out there, because it's roughly 50 acres, some parts are really, really high, and you don't see any turkeys in that area.
Yeah.
With the neighbors across the fence line, he has horses and a few other animals, and so they eat it, and it's, real low, and you'll see them all on that side. It's like, just jump over, just fly over the fence. Come on.
Yeah, it is kind of amazing where we'll talk to our next guest about that, sometimes the grazing. A lot of times we think, the cattle in there eating this down and blah blah blah. You think of it, bad for the habitat, but in a lot of cases, that grazing provides some places that, for multiple reasons, those turkeys like to be. Let's see. You've got a women in the outdoors thing that you wish to.
Sure. Yeah. So a few weeks back, they had women in the outdoors down in Santa Margarita. My wife volunteered to work that, and she's really excited. She was there roughly about 5 days, and she helped with setup and getting it ready. And then when it started, she helped with the events. And even though she said she was like a little gopher running from here to there in class and helping people, she really liked it. So that's something that sparked her interest. That when our regional director, Jolene, gets back, she's in Idaho right now, elk hunting, lucky. But when she gets back, my wife wants to sit down with her and see about doing something like that for up in the valley area. There's one in Bakersfield, but she wants to see about doing something over this way for everyone and see what the process is and how to go about it, because it really sparked their interest, because it was all women. It was they had a banquet dinner. They had different classes that she said ranged about 3 hours, and when you registered, you'd sign up for the different classes. Some of the ones that they had down there were like tomahawk throwing, leather work, tactical shooting. I think she said clay shooting as well, navigation. So the thing that she really liked, it was just all women, so everyone was comfortable. There was no men there, and she said, and not being sexist or anything, but she didn't feel intimidated. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, with men there, like, I already know how to do that, or do it this way type thing.
Right, felt kind of on equal footing with everybody.
Yes, everyone was just learning. Everyone was respectful, and everyone had a good time. So I'm glad. I'm happy that that sparked her interest, and she wants to see about doing that. So we're gonna look into that for out here. We don't know what it entails. We don't know if it's possible, but it's something we're definitely gonna inquire about. That she wants to run and put together.
What other questions? Do we got any other questions on that? Formal questions on our list there, Rare?
No formal.
No formal.
Yeah, doing a great job talking this morning. Normally I'm a lot better. I don't know why I'm having problems today. I wanted to hear a little bit about maybe your background, Jeremiah, how you got into turkey hunting and stuff like that.
So I haven't been hunting that long as a whole. Mostly I grew up fishing with my dad. We did a lot of fishing. I have my real good friend. He's actually a member of our chapter. He lives in Union City, so he drives up for the meetings and whatnot. It's a little commute, but he's really involved as well. when we were in junior high, him and his dad always went hunting, and got my hunting license, took the hunter's ed when I was young, just never did anything with it. Now it's just, I didn't have a camouflage clothing, I didn't have camo, I didn't have a gun, I didn't have anything. And my dad didn't hunt, so, we didn't have any firearms or anything like that. So I just kind of put it off, and when I got older and I was able to purchase my own stuff, went out with him, started with deer hunting. I got my first deer, got really excited. And after that, he said, let's try turkey hunting, because he had never turkey hunted, and we started that together. And we'd come back home, and, even though we didn't get anything, we'd still be excited. We had a good time, just sitting there BSing about what happened. Oh, that turkey came in. Oh, it's so close. So, or this happened, that happened, whatnot. And my wife was like, well, I want to do that. So she went to the Bass Pro Shop Manteca, took the hunter's ed. And so I think she's been trying now 2 years. And she loves it. So she was interested in it. That's what reason I joined the NWTF, is something that we had together. I was like, why not? We'll do this together.
What made you want to start a chapter here, or did someone come to you, or how did that happen?
So that happened was, once I joined the NWTF, you get a welcome package in the mail with your little membership card and a little decal and a thank you letter. And then that thank you letter, it said your local chapter is blank there in Manteca. And I was like, oh, okay. So I started looking on the website, like, hey, where's this chapter? Where's the meetings? Who's the contact? So I can maybe go to a meeting, sit down, get involved, hear what they have to say, what they do, whatnot. And I couldn't find it. So then Jolene, she's the regional director. I emailed her directly, said, hey, I'm looking for this chapter. Here's the name. Came in the welcome letter. And she said, oh, that one, it's no longer there. And she's like, would you be interested in starting a chapter? And I said, let me think about it. Went home, told the wife, like, hey, would you be interested in doing this? And she's like, well, we got free time now, because both our sons, our oldest son, he's in college. He goes to Sac State, so no more events with him. He did he did cross country and JRTC, so that was the weekends there doing different events. My youngest son, he just graduated this year. He did track and field, shot put and discus, and football. So that's done. So we're like, we got free time now. What do we do with it? Sit at home, watch TV.
Let's start a NWTF.
Hey, and
chapter.
that's really what it was. We'll meet other people who, hopefully with the same values and want to either go hunting, not necessarily hunting. We hang out, we can barbecue, get to know other people, and make new friends and whatnot. So
nice. But do you have any? Is it even possible to have any goals of how many people you'd like to grow this to, or do you just is hard to even get your hands around on what it could be? Or?
Oh no, I keep telling our regional Jolene, I keep telling her, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be the best chapter in California. She's like, well, you got a long ways to go. You got other chapters to beat, and you have to be a chapter 2 years. It's like, don't worry. I was like, you can't think low. You gotta think big. You gotta reach for the stars, not just like, oh, I'm gonna be an average chapter. No, our chapter is gonna be the best one. So come join it, come be part of it. We have plans. Like I said, it's not just turkey hunting. That's one of the things we've talked about. Definitely look for. I don't think it's gonna happen this fall season, but maybe next spring turkey hunting. Go out as a chapter, public land, and see what we can do. As a group, go out there. Like I said, we want to do trash pickup, cleanup, whatnot. A lot of us fish. It's not turkey related, but still, it's just getting out, getting that tight knit, camaraderie, and everyone just getting to know one another. So there's a couple of us who deep sea fish and fish out in the Delta for stripers. We've talked about doing that. Again, it's not turkey hunting, but it's just to get that closeness. And we talk about doing barbecues as a chapter. Again, not turkey hunting, but it's just getting to know one another and building that bond and that friendship to do other things.
Nice. Well, if people want to find out more about your chapter and or get a hold of you or the NWTF, what's the best way for people to start doing that?
So for me, our chapter, we have a few things. We have a Gmail. It's Central Valley NWTF at gmail.com. Email any questions. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. We won't sit you out there waiting forever. We try to get back very quickly to questions. We have a Facebook page, and that's Central Valley Struts and Cuts, all one word. And we have an Instagram, which is Central Valley Struts _ the letter N _ cuts. And you can go to any of those sites and drop a question, see what we're about, look at pictures we posted, and then also on the NWTF.org, the national website.
Yep.
You can search by state and go into there, and you'll see information on our chapter as well. NWTF California.com.
NWTF.california.com?
NWTFCalifornia.com.
NWTFCalifornia.com.
NWTFCalifornia.com. Well, thank you very much for coming on. Is there anything that you wanted to hit that we didn't hit that would help people get interested in turkeys, the Turkey Federation? Or
well, I want to thank you, for having me. First of all, I appreciate it. I know we were back and forth a few times. We finally got it nailed down, which I appreciate. One other thing is we're also working on, and this is for the local high schools here, we're looking into doing a scholarship for the seniors this year.
Okay.
We got to work out the details. Jolene had brought it to my attention, and it's something that NWTF offers for seniors who graduate, writing an essay. I don't have the topic as of right now, but I have to go to the school district and see how we go about offering it to the local schools here in Manteca. So that's something we're going to be doing, and we have to get on the ball because seniors don't have too much time left.
No. So that'd be a cash thing that they can
$500.
$500 and
yes, toward a scholarship. Yes. Scholarship.
Okay.
So we're doing that, and hopefully, like I said, I got to find out the topic, but got to get the youth involved. You can't forget about them.
Yep, that's getting people involved in this whole sport. I mean, the decline in the people getting hunting license, everything. We got to get the women and the kids involved. If we can get that population going, we've got more of a chance. But otherwise, our numbers are gonna fall by the wayside.
Yep.
Turkey hunting seems like a really good segue to get a kid into hunting too. From what I've seen, it just seems like a really easy way to get a kid into hunting. You could correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, but what do you think on that?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing in a number of ways. Normally not always, but normally your weather's a little bit nicer, and duck hunting, it can be, well, it hasn't rained in California in years, but it can be windy, and that's not true. We've had some bad years, but the weather can be bad, and you get out and sitting in a cold duck blind and turkey hunting, although it can be.
We've never experienced that.
Yeah, it can be cool and damp out there at turkey hunting. The sun hits you, and it's warm and it's nice, and the excitement of a turkey coming in is really probably, similar to that feeling of elk hunting and, calling an elk, and having him come in, but on a turkey sort of scale. But
I agree.
It's that same feeling, like here he comes, and especially if you're bow hunting, it's the number of things that happen between I've got this sucker and he got away. That always seemed to add to the fun of it. So, and just up close you are to such a magnificent bird is really a cool thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of bow hunting, I've heard this debate before, and I think why not? Because sometimes Mark likes to be incendiary. Caleb thinks that turkeys were put on the face of the earth to get shot in the head with a shotgun. Mark. He doesn't think that you should bow hunt turkeys. We bow hunt turkeys a lot. What do you think? And then I want to hear Jeremiah. What do you think? Archery versus shotgun with turkeys.
Well, let's see. I guess my whole thing on everything has been, whether you like to hunt with guns, shotguns, rifles, crossbows, bows, is kind of whatever blows your skirt up, as long as it's on legal. But I'm
looking for personal opinions, Mark. I don't need your PC answers here.
Personal opinions. Shotgun hunters are a bunch of wussies.
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Shotgun hunters are a bunch of wussies. You need 300 or 400 pellets of this new high tech stuff to go out and shoot and hit him in the head, and you got that poor sucker out there at 50 yards, doesn't even know you're anywhere nearby, and you put this giant cloud of stuff into their head, and you end it, and you walk out and you pick them up, and how sporting is that? Archery, I don't even have to say anything. It just self-explanatory. Caleb Copeland.
All right.
You're up, Jeremiah.
It's your
shotgun
turn.
hunt.
Oh.
So.
Most people shotgun hunt. I recognize it.
But this fall, I've recently got a crossbow, so I will be trying that just to see how it is.
How do you feel about what Mark just said there?
It's everybody's preference. It's his show. I'm not gonna put
That's
the guy
too
down.
PC.
Yeah.
You should know by now. We don't play the PC games here.
Oh, I know. Listening to your other podcast, I know you don't, but the world nowadays, it's a PC world. Unfortunately.
Megyn Kelly get fired over the weekend?
Yes, I saw that.
No.
Huh?
What the heck did she get fired for?
I don't know. Can you even repeat what she got fired for without being? I don't know. She's some comment about people in blackface or something like that, or
for Halloween.
Was it for Halloween?
I believe so.
Maybe
I didn't see the whole thing, but I believe that's what it in reference to.
And she defended them or something like that. And now NBC has said she will never ever appear on NBC ever again on live TV.
Well, except for when they play the story over and over again.
Yeah.
Of her and why she's fired. She'll get plenty of airtime then.
So she was. I don't know if she was Fox News for a long time, but I don't know if she's a conservative person or a liberal person. But
she was one of those anchor babes that Rush Limbaugh always talks about, right?
Right. But if she's of the progressive sort, she was certainly just eaten by her own kind. So it's what happens.
It's what happens when you're politically correct.
What happens, yeah. When you let this
It's always the most politically correct people that seem to be run over by the bus of their own ideology. Nobody's running each other over with buses in the not PC camp.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah, it's
everybody just kind of accepts their fate and moves on.
Yeah. Anything else, Ryer?
I don't think so.
Anything else that we didn't cover? Well, Jeremiah, thank you very much for coming on our show. And anyone who's listening, all that information that Jeremiah gave us will be up for you to look at on the big screen. And so if you wish to contact him or the National Wild Turkey Federation, you can do so that way. And so I think that about wraps it up. We're going to be headed for New York here before long. And when we return from that, you'll get to hear kind of part 2 of this as we interview a gentleman who is a biologist for the National Wild Turkey Federation. So we've got a lot of more questions for him. So we thank you all very much for listening. Do we need to do the social media plug again?
Yes. I almost said no, but
Mark Groupie Outdoors.
The tone in your voice was hesitant, so now I'm going to make you do it again.
MarkGroupieOutdoors.com. Mark Groupie Outdoors on Facebook.
Ding.
At The Community Show on Instagram.
Ding.
TheCommunityShow.tv and for website. And what else am I missing? Got it all? MarkGroupieOutdoors.com. Find it all there.
And you can listen to this podcast wherever your favorite podcasts are sold or given away or played.
There you
whichever.
got it. So thank you all very much for listening, and we appreciate the time that you take to listen to our podcast, and we will see you next time. Good luck this fall.